Okay, there we are. Thank you for joining me for meditation this morning. We're going to take a few minutes to just settle in and get centered, and we'll allow ourselves to focus on our breath this morning. So I invite you to sit with your spine erect but relaxed. A bit of a dichotomy, but it can be when on the exhale of our breathing, we just allow our body to relax. And with our spine straight, feet on the floor, and your hands in an open and receptive position, I invite you to gently close your eyes, to allow yourself to turn within to the secret place of the Most High. And I invite us all to take 3 nice full breaths, breathing in all of the goodness and exhaling all of the love. Breathing in divine life. Exhaling divine joy. Breathing in and exhaling, allowing the body to further relax. And I invite you to find the place where you notice your breath the most. It might be where your breath enters your nose. It might be where your abdomen moves with the breath, or even your chest. Wherever that place is, allow yourself to focus on that and focus on the breath as it enters your body and as it releases from your body. And as your mind wanders away following a thought, just gently bring it back to focusing on the breath. as we focus on the breath, we focus on the very life force that is the divine. Allowing that life force to fill our being, to fill our body, to fill our mind. And if we should get caught up in thought, we can always come back to the focus on that life force, the breath. My peace is found at the heart of God. My joy is found in the presence of the divine. I invite you, if you choose, to place your hand on your heart or on your stomach, to feel the movement of the breath moving in and out of your body. Those beautiful air molecules filling our body and blessing us with the light of the divine. That light is within us, and we carry it forward into the rest of this morning and all the days ahead. And so I invite you now to bring your attention back to this room, wiggling toes and fingers, noticing people near you, and very gently open your eyes and receive the blessing of life. Thank you for joining me in meditation this morning. Our service begins in 15 minutes.
Everything Power of now is ever flowing, connecting the soul to the world. The power of now unfolds so peacefully. Be willing to let go of everything you think you need to know. Oh, be strong enough to let go of everything you think you need to control. For everything goes away. Let everything wash away. The power of now. The power of now. The power of now. The power of I will climb into your ocean, I will sail into your shore, I will breathe in your magnificence and never ask for more. I will be as I am written, courage on every page. I will carve this life with every breath, a sage of the age. I will turn up the fountain and fill this world with bliss. I will sing a song of joyful love and merge into your kiss. And I will stumble into beauty, recognizing that it's me. I will open up my heart and surrender unto thee. I am the child, I am the mother, into each moment, because I'll die as I was born. I will walk at peace, at ease and grace, and flow with the unknown. I will find the gift in everything, perfection in every way. I will bow at the altar of this and every day. I can't promise not to feel some fear or to always understand, but I'll be the change I wish to see. I will hold every hand. I am tangled up in beauty. I see clearly that it's me. I have opened up my heart and surrendered unto thee.
Good morning, everybody. Let us unify. Good morning, everybody. There we go. It is such a beautiful day, and I don't know if anybody noticed, but we have a really beautiful center here. This is just a fantastic place. It makes me want to sing.
Can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Make me feel so good, I can do most anything. I am loving every little thing. I can see the face of God, Papa's the King. Whoa, whoa, yeah. We're all precious, no one less or more. We've all got the same treasure in store. That's why I'm loving every little thing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Woo-hoo. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good, I can do most anything, everything. I'm believing in my guiding light. I know no matter what comes, it always turns out right. Oh, yeah. Just stick right down to how I feel, then take a deep breath and grab the wheel. So I believe in my guiding light. Take it, guitar man. I am rising to a higher place, with the wind in my back and a smile upon my face. Oh yeah, I'm living my dream a little more each day, and it keeps getting easier to find my way. So I am rising to a higher place. Say it with me, boy. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I make me feel so good, I can do most anything, anything. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it, God makes me wanna sing. I make me feel so good,
All right, spiritual workout. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Neil. I am one of the licensed practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living Beaumont and the ministerial intern. Yes, amen.
Almost a minister.
There you go. I'd like to welcome you here. If this is your first time here, just know that we are a loving, inclusive spiritual family. We're happy to have you. You are a guest this morning, so we're not going to embarrass you. But if you want some more information about us, there's some blue packets back there in the back. You're welcome to take one home for free. How's that for a deal? If you're here online for the first time, make sure you type in your name. Let us know that you're watching. If you're online and you're one of our friends and family, make sure you check in. Let us know that you're watching and that you're here. So welcome as we settle in this morning to our spiritual community. Let's read our vision statements together with enthusiasm. CSLB is an inclusive and transformative community of spiritual practice, and so it is.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Carrie Masters. I'm serving as the practitioner for the day. And I am inviting all of us to take a moment to silence our cell phones and other electronic devices because we know that the call of God comes from within, not through our cell phones. The other practitioners and I will be available for a brief moment of prayer. On this side of the sanctuary, we don't want you to leave here with anything on your heart this morning. We want you to be able to come to us and say, I need prayer for this. And we will be more than happy to give you a 2-minute miracle prayer. And now let's allow the music we're going to hear to take us into the silence, and that'll be followed by our invocation.
Open wide my heart. 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 Open wide.
And as we allow ourselves to just relax into that divine presence that is everywhere present throughout the universe, we allow ourselves to widen and deepen in knowing that the fullness and the presence of the one power that is God is living and moving and having its being within us and we within it. And so I know that every aspect of us is expressing every aspect of God. The joy, the wisdom, the beauty, the abundance, all that we express and more is the divine expressing through and as us. And I speak my word this morning for this Center for Spiritual Living, for this service. I know that each one of us is a blessing here this morning, and we are blessed and lifted up into a sense of knowing, a sense of being, a sense of inspiration and deepening. I know that the message that we hear this morning is perfect for us this day. And I bless each one of us here as we move through this time together, knowing that every word spoken, every note, every piece of this morning is an absolute blessing. And so, with deep gratitude for this center and for each of us, I release my words into that creative force that we call the law, and I simply allow it to be as we anchor it together by saying, and so it is.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I haven't seen the order of the announcements, but the first thing I have to say is thank everybody for help with the yard sale. People who donated, people who shopped, people who worked, and Richie, who looked like Santa Claus yesterday with his truck loaded to the brim with all the things we didn't sell and took to Desiree Industries, and we also donated to help the things that we weren't able to pass on. So it'll benefit a lot more people in our community. Thank you all. Okay. Oh, and we made over $1,000. Woo! And now we're going to retire. It's too much work. So I think we'll go to quarterly little boutiques, or we'll have a pay $50 not to have a yard sale fundraiser. It was a lot of work, but it was really. I said to my husband, I'll put in $50 not to do this. You too. Okay. We'll consider both of those fundraisers for the next year. Okay. Today, after services at 11:30, right here in our sanctuary, is a musical concert starring Adrian Madden. And this is a love offering event, and all proceeds will benefit our center. Everyone is invited. After this concert, you'll have time to travel to Redlands to enjoy the performance by our own Donna McNeese Smith, who will be playing with the Redlands Community Orchestra. This begins at 3 p.m. and will be at the Redlands High School Auditorium, and it's a free concert. Okay.
Couple of notes about the concert immediately after the service.
Say what?
A couple of notes about the concert immediately after the service. For one thing, it will be aired on our Zoom.
Your concert, not Donna's.
Yeah, not Donna's.
You're talking about Donna, your concert.
The one
okay.
immediately after service, right. It will be on Zoom. It'll be available on Zoom. So if you're on Zoom and you want to see the concert, just stay there. Don't log out. We will also be recording it, so which will be announced either next week or the week after. I'm not sure how much it'll cost to get a copy, but it'll be fun. And Al Yankee will be the special guest for this concert. So, you guys, fantastic. Big hands. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm just checking to see what else is on here. And in between services and Adrian's concert, we have a potluck in Carter Hall. So don't forget that, because we brought lots and lots of food. We needed nourishment after the yard sale. Oh, my God. Okay. So sign up today, point to your right, to enroll in a 4-week meditation class beginning Saturday, June 3rd, facilitated by Reverend Carrie. So this class will explore various types of meditation that you might want to consider. There's a sign-up sheet over there. Okay, and tomorrow at 1 p.m. at our meeting of the Board of Trustees, we meet in Carter Hall and everyone is welcome. If you want to present anything to the board, please contact Bill Sodi, our board president, so your presentation can be put on the agenda, ideally ahead of time, so they know. Next Saturday after services is Ask the Ministers. Sunday. I'm tired. Next Sunday after services, we have Ask the Ministers. This gathering meets at 11:15 in the sanctuary and is over by 12:15, and it's pretty interesting because they get into all kinds of topics. So I'm going to say this, but then I'm going to back up. There's still time to sign up to carpool to go to see Neil graduate and become a minister. Whoa. There's a big sign-up sheet on the blue thing filled up, and if you're willing to drive, just put a little star or something next to your name. But we're gonna swarm the place. They're not gonna know what happened when Neil gets up.
Where exactly is this?
Huh?
Where is this? In Northern California or
No, it's at the beach. Seaside is in Encinitas? Huh? Cardiff, California. It's at the beach. It's about, an hour and a half from here? About an hour and a half from here. We'll go down after services, after we eat, and then we'll go check out the water, and then we'll go scream at Neil, and yell and cheer him on. So that'll be great. That's June 4th. Okay, June 1st, though, isn't on here. We have the Science of Mind discussion group on Thursdays, and it used to be the second Thursday, and it worked out a lot better for most of us if we switch it to the first Thursday, which is actually the week after next. June 1st will be the first time we're having the first Thursday Science of Mind discussion group. Still at my house. Still, the discussion starts at 10, come at 9:30 for coffee and conversation, and bring potluck and stay until like 1 or 2. It's like an all-day event, but it's a lot of fun. And we'll be discussing, in June, we'll be discussing the May Science of Mind magazine articles. And Yvonne and Sandy are in charge of that, and they have a list of which articles will be being discussed. Is that it? Please turn the page and pre-talk with Al.
Reminds me of, there's some schools out there, they always, instead of doing all these fundraisers during the school year, they just ask the parents to all chip in $50 and they don't have to do any fundraisers during the year. Saves everybody the stress. Hey, we have some additional, I think it was last week, that we gave out some education certificates. And we have some more people to celebrate this morning, so if you happen to be here, come on up. We're celebrating people who have finished the Spiritual Principles and Practices class, and that would be Mr. Jack Burnham up here, and Miss Yvonne while you're up, and Lois. Oh, Lois is getting 2, also for her power of her word. Awesome.
I didn't bring my phone today, guys, so somebody take a picture of them.
And Betty Ann James, who we will celebrate, and she's not here, and Kay Ross, who we can celebrate. So let's give them a big round of applause for finishing some awesome classes. Well done.
Some days we forget to look around us. Some days we can't see the joy that surrounds us. So caught up inside ourselves, take when we should give. So for tonight we pray for what we know can be, and on this day we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change. And even though we all can still do more, there's so much to be thankful for. Look beyond ourselves, there's so much sorrow. It's way too late to say I'll cry tomorrow. Each of us must find our truth. It's so long overdue. So for tonight we pray for what we know can be, and on this day we hope for for tonight we pray for what we know can be, and on this day we hope for what we still can't see. It's up to us to be the change, and even though this world needs so much more, there's so much to be thankful for.
Thanks, Al. That was amazing. Perfect song for my talk this morning. It's almost like we planned it. Well, our theme this morning, or my talk title this morning, is called The 5 Gifts of Gratitude. We thought, in keeping with Adrian's little gratitude concert this morning, or big gratitude concert, that we would talk and spend some time this morning talking about gratitude. Have you ever gotten a gift you didn't ask for? Perhaps it was the wrong color, perhaps it didn't fit. As a teacher, I often receive some well-meaning gifts from my students. I love coffee, however, I really don't need any more coffee cups. Let me tell you. I recently received a great gift from one of my students, which was a giant bottle of sake. Now, I hardly drink anyways, and I shouldn't drink at all, and I wouldn't know what to do with a giant bottle of sake if you asked me. It was a very wonderful gift. But what do you say when you get a gift that misses the mark? Thank you. Hopefully you just say, thank you. So according to the internet, here are the top 8 things you should not say when you get a gift that you didn't ask for. Number 8, well, 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 now there's a gift. I apologize in advance if you've heard any of these recently. No, really, I didn't know that there was a Chia Pet tie. Oh, wow, it's clip-on too. You know, I always wanted one of those. Jog my memory. What's it called again? You know what? I'm going to find a special place for this at the yard sale. Boy, you don't see craftsmanship like that every day. And it's such an interesting color, too. You say this was the last one? Wow, am I glad you snapped this up. And the number one thing to say about gifts you didn't ask for, you shouldn't have. No, really, I mean it. You shouldn't have. What do you say when you get a gift that misses the mark? It's the thought that counts. What a metaphysical, new thought thing to say, right? It's the thought that counts. We recognize that no matter how it shows up, the gift is a reflection of intent, of love, of support, and appreciation. It's the thought that counts. But what do we do when life gives us gifts that we didn't ask for? We get an undesirable diagnosis. We get news that we wouldn't want to get. Life suddenly gifts us with more time because we get laid off, or a new challenge to overcome. We mumble, we grumble, we forget that living life itself is a gift. that life, love, creative intelligence, God, whatever name you want to give it, is giving of itself to all of life, all of the time. It is supporting us, and being grateful for everything in life is a gift itself. So what I want to talk to you today about is the 5 gifts of gratitude. And maybe I'm saying something that you haven't quite heard this morning. A new take on some gratitude. Because I have to admit, when I first came into this teaching, I didn't really get all the fuss about gratitude. People talked about gratitude journals and their gratitude practices, and I thought it was some sort of version of spiritual bypass. People just being Pollyannish, trying to convince themselves that it was all going great when it wasn't. And then I became a practitioner. And I was often asked, why are you always saying these affirmations, these treatments that talk about gratitude for everything being in perfect right order, when it's obviously not? And what really changed my attitude about gratitude was the COVID pandemic. Because I found that when that pandemic first hit and the world felt like it came to a sudden and complete stop, we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know what to do about it. We worried for our friends and our loved ones. I did what we were trained to do. I did my prayer work. I meditated. I said affirmations. But it all felt a little disingenuous when the world felt like it was burning down to affirm that all is well. Have you ever been in that place? That's when I learned that valuable lesson that when life gets turned upside down, sometimes the only thing we can fall back on is gratitude. Gratitude. Ernest Holmes said in The Science of Mind, gratitude is not only the greatest of virtues, but it is the parent of all the others. So here are my 5 gifts of gratitude that I have learned over the years. The first gift of gratitude is that it takes our focus off appearances. The second gift is that gratitude keeps us grounded in the present moment. The third gift is that it keeps us from being a victim or feeling like a victim. The fourth gift of gratitude is that it helps us recognize what we have. And the fifth gift is that it helps us reconnect with each other. So we're going to talk about these 5 gifts. That first gift of gratitude is that it takes our focus off appearances. Now, I know for me, and maybe for you, this is probably the hardest one, and it takes the most practice and the most intention. This is an opportunity, it's really a choice, to know that everything in our lives is for our growth and expansion, without exception. I didn't say it was easy, but I can say it's worth it. You see, we call ourselves metaphysicians because we believe that the unseen is more important than the seen. Meta means alongside or behind. So when we talk about the metaphysical, we're saying as a metaphysicians or a metaphysical teaching, that we believe that the thing that we can't see, that energy, that vibration, that quantum field, that creative intelligence of the universe, that we sometimes call God, is the first cause of everything. That there is something metaphysical alongside or behind the physical that is the true cause of everything that is physical. And if we believe that the first cause is intelligent and good and love, then everything it causes and everything that it creates is also good. Everything. We are not on this physical plane to suffer, but we are here to grow and expand and serve one another. If that first cause is love and good and intelligent, then everything that comes from it must also be love and good and intelligent, even when it doesn't look like it. When I am in absolute gratitude for everything in my life, even the physical appearances I think that I really would rather not have, it reminds me of that Emma Curtis Hopkins quote that we talked about a few months ago. This too is good, this too is God, and I'm willing to see the gift in this for me because I know it's there. If I can find a way to remember that even the aches and the pains and the discomforts that I feel are a gift that help me be mindful, then I can change my thought about them. And what is it that we believe? If I change how I think about something, the thing I'm thinking about changes. And as we have said, it's the thought that counts. The second gift of gratitude is that it keeps us grounded in the present moment. When we're depressed, we're often spending time in the past. When we're anxious, we're often spending a lot of time in the future. But as the wise saying goes, when we stay in the here and the now, that is the gift. And of course, that is why it is called the present. You see, you can only be grateful for things right now. Even if I'm grateful for things that happened in my past, I'm grateful now. If I'm grateful for things that I know are going to happen in my future, I can still only be grateful now. So gratitude has that magic ability to bring us back into the present. When I was feeling anxious about the pandemic and projecting all these like, what ifs, what if this, what if that, what's going to happen? Sometimes the only way I could bring myself back to that present moment is simply find things to be grateful for. That gratitude grounds us in the present moment and reminds us that the present is a gift, no matter what is happening. Because it's the thought that counts, right? The third gift of gratitude is that it keeps us from a mindset of feeling like a victim. Now, what do I mean by that? Being in that mindset, state or stage of consciousness where life is constantly happening to you. And you feel like you don't have any good choices, or you feel maybe a little bit powerless. But the truth is that you are never powerless, because you always have a choice about the mental attitude of gratitude that you can bring. I can always choose to be grateful. And the minute I do that, I get out of that stage of consciousness that says, this is happening to me, and I say, this is happening, but I choose to be grateful anyways. Because it's the thought that matters. Have you ever gone through a painful experience in life only to look back at that experience 5 or 10 years later and say, oh, I'm glad that happened. I wasn't glad when it was happening, but I know that it's led me to be in this place and space of who I am today. Now, if I can trust that process, and I know for certain that in 5 or 10 years, I'm going to be looking back on this experience and say, thank you. I knew that it was leading up to something good. If I can trust that process and know that in 5 or 10 years, I'm going to be looking into this painful experience and recognize that it actually served me, then why not start that today? Why not be grateful for it now? Because I know that there's a gift in there somewhere for me. And choosing to be grateful helps shift my mindset that this is happening to me, and helps me remember that this experience that I'm going through right now, it's actually for me. It's not happening to me, it is happening for me. And in that tiny shift, in that small shift of mindset, that's the thought that counts. The fourth gift of gratitude is that it helps us recognize what we already have. This is another opportunity to shift our thinking. So often we get stuck in that trap of comparing. That person has a bigger house, a nicer car, a better body, a better relationship. They have more money. We get in that trap of comparing. The Course in Miracles says that gratitude is a lesson hard to learn for those who look upon the world amiss. Gratitude is a lesson hard to learn for those who look upon the world amiss. The most they can do is see themselves as better off than others. That's not gratitude. And as fond as I am of saying it, it could always be worse, is not really gratitude. I'm only talking to myself today, right? The Course in Miracles goes on to say, today we learn to think of gratitude in place of anger, malice, and revenge. We have been given everything. And if we refuse to recognize it, we are not entitled to our bitterness. Ouch. We have been given everything, and if we don't recognize it, we're not entitled to feel bitter about it. The only person we should ever compare ourselves to is the empowered, the most prosperous, the healthiest version of ourselves. The prosperous, healthiest, most empowered version of ourselves. That is our yardstick. Our yardstick that we use for life is here, not out there. And when we fall into that trap of comparing, we're measuring our life by somebody else's yardstick. Have you ever measured your life by somebody else's yardstick? We have been given everything that we need. And if we fail to recognize it, that is something we can change. Because it's the thought that counts. The fifth gift of gratitude is that it helps recognize and reconnect us to the people around us. Have you ever felt disconnected from a friend or a family member? Been feeling frustrated with somebody? A coworker? One of the most powerful and easiest ways that you can shift your mindset about that person is to find something about them to be grateful for. Look harder. I heard you. It's there, I promise. You see, we get so busy doing and checking things off of our checklists that we forget to check in with each other. Especially in spiritual community, we all get so busy being of service that we forget to say thank you to those of you that are in that high level of service. We're checking off our list, but we're not checking in with each other. And the ways that we all contribute to each other's lives. So I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all the people who helped out with the yard sale this weekend. Will you stand or raise your hands? If you're online, let us know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This spiritual community would not be here without the people who live this place. According to the Greater Good Science Center at Berkeley, gratitude acts like social glue. Research suggests that gratitude inspires people to be more generous, kind, and helpful. It strengthens relationships, including romantic relationships. It improves the climate of our workplaces. These studies have found that more grateful people are more helpful and generous. Gratitude is also important to forming and maintaining social relationships. Research supports that Research supports what some researchers refer to as the find, remind, and bind function of gratitude. By attuning people to the thoughtfulness of others, gratitude helps them find or identify people who are good candidates for quality future relationships. It also helps remind people of the goodness of their existing relationships. And it binds them to their partners and friends by making them feel appreciated and encouraging them to engage in behaviors that will help prolong your relationship. When's the last time you said thank you to somebody who you were in a relationship with? I think we often think of gratitude as just that practice of always being positive about everything. And it is that, but there's some other gifts that it gives us. In her book, the author Melody Beattie, in her book, The Language of Letting Go, she says, gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more. It turns denial into acceptance, chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It turns problems into gifts, failures into success, and the unexpected into perfect timing, and mistakes into important events. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. So your homework this week is, as you're going about your busy life, checking off your checklists, take some time to set the intention to be grateful. Find somebody with whom the thank you has just been assumed and say it explicitly. Say thank you. When something unpredicted or undesirable happens this week, if it does, find something in there to be grateful for. When you find yourself comparing or worrying, look for something to be grateful for. If you feel like you're missing something that you don't have, remember to be grateful for all the things you do have. And instead of grumbling about the things you can't do or the things that you don't have control over, choose to be grateful and see if it doesn't change your outlook. Because no matter what is happening and what gift life gives you, it is the thought that counts. And so it is. And now I invite you to enter into the atmosphere of prayer with me. And we begin with gratitude. We recognize that there is only one power, one principle, and one presence. That power, that presence, that principle is creative intelligence. It is love. It is wholeness. It is beauty and balance. It is an infinite source of good, an infinite source of love. And it is right where each one of us is, right here in this moment. I know that I am one with it. I live and move and have my being surrounded, immersed, enfolded by the divine. And I know that same is true for you this morning. That universe of love, that universe of creative intelligence, that is God, is here for you. You are held in the hands of the divine. The hands of love, the hands of balance, the hands of divine right order, perfect balance, perfect peace. It is supporting you right here in this moment, just like your chair is supporting you in this moment. And so we take this opportunity to simply be grateful. Grateful for it all. And in the silence of your own mind, simply allow all of the images, pictures, and words that pop up, all of the people, places, and things that have happened in your life, and just say a simple thank you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the peace. Thank you for the balance. Thank you for the good that was there, even when I didn't recognize it. Even when I didn't celebrate it, I know that there is good. I know that life is for me. It's not happening to me. It is for my growth. It is for my expansion. And so I celebrate it. I recognize it. I seep in it. And I know the presence of good, the presence of love is present in every area of my life. Even if in this moment I can't see it, I know it is there. That is where I place my faith. And so I know that whatever it feels like I am lacking this morning, it is present, it is good, because there is God. And so in great gratitude, I simply release this word into that infinite law that always says yes, a fact of which I am eternally grateful. And in great gratitude, I simply know and declare, and so it is.
Thank you, Neil. That was beautiful. When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest as he would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I went to Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two and Jesus made the water wine. And I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still. But by now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. So wine for water is not so small. But an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. And so the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare, at best it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven second rate hand-me-downs. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. So if you read question in a child's face. Tell me that it's not a testament. That's a very hard case to make. So see another new morning come. Tell me that it's not a sacrament. Tell ya, can't be done. This morning I stood outside, saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. Made me want to close my eyes and remember when church let out. Oh, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. And I'm living in the holy now. Holy now.
Thank you, Alice. One of my favorite songs. And now is that time of our morning when we get to express our joyful gratitude and our joyful giving. So if you are online, I encourage you to go to cslbeaumont.org, or if you have your cell phone handy, you can always text to give 951-420-6909. And we just say thank you for all of the people and the members of our spiritual community who keep the lights on and let us still be doing this work into the world and be here for the future. So as we ask the ushers to come forward, we are going to repeat our abundance affirmation. Let's say our affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously, with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
Thank you for giving. Thank you for receiving. And thank you for being who you are. Thank you for breathing, and thank you for believing, and thank you for being who you are. The universe is flowing with love that's ever growing, and you are a vessel of that love. So thank you for caring, and bless you for your sharing. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are.
As we close out our service this morning, we are going to stand and sing our closing song, which is Stand. If you would like to join us in the circle, you are always more than welcome. If you do not want to, you're welcome to stay right where you are or sit in the middle of our circle and just feel the love.
I am a stand for joy.
world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand. I'm gonna stand up for joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now. We are making a new world now.
And I invite you to place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. There's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. And love is in all my affairs. I am it. I embrace it. I give thanks for it. And I give it away. Thank you, life. And